Okay, well, this is part two of I Blame Myself. Uh, I guess I'm gonna try to pick up where I was talking about my antisocial behavior as a kid. As I was talking about, I have borderline personality disorder, which is an emotional, a cognitive, and a behavioral disorder that, like, just I was not a great kid to be around. I was pretty obnoxious and weird. Uh, I started like at a real early age, just like little stuff because I knew that nobody was paying any attention. I wasn't allowed to have sugar, so I used to eat sugar right out of the friggin' bowl when nobody was looking. I stole handfuls of change from my dad's little thing. I used to sneak out to the store and like I quickly picked up shoplifting. I'd go in there. I think I had a Welcome Back Cotter lunchbox or a Laverne and Shirley lunchbox, some dumb shit. And I would just go in there. I had curly blonde hair when I was a kid, shorts on and shit. I just go in there. It was called Cumberland Farms. I'd go up in there with my little lunchbox and load that shit up with nickel candy and all that stuff. I was gacked on sugar. My parents didn't know what the fuck was going on. Anyway, I was talking about how I wanted to have a way to feel recognized by my peers because I didn't have at least a good thing. I would like act out and do things that would cause some embarrassment for me. I had a couple friends, I guess, I don't know, but anyway, I needed to find my thing. And so as I started watching like movies that were a little more adult themed, I noticed that the guy who was like always on the periphery of things was the drug guy. The drug guy. Every party movie, every teenage comedy, there was a party guy. The guy who was, he probably would do something fucked up, but hey, don't blame him, he's wasted. You know what I mean? Don't harsh on him too bad. Anything he says or does, he's just, you can't blame him for being socially awkward or saying or doing something idiotic. Everybody likes to have you around because you hold up that part of the wall. You may very well have drugs or alcohol on you. I figured, all right, that's gonna be my stick, man. And my whole life, that pretty much was. I had my first drink. I think I've said 11, but no, it was before that. But I mean, a real memorable, serious heavy drink was like several heavy drinks at the age of 11, and then as soon as I got the taste of it, that was it. The first time the like warmth of a belt of liquor hit my stomach, I was like, okay, now, if I could just feel this way forever, and so I did my best to do that because it was something that worked. Somehow I skated through school and all kinds of stuff without, I never got thrown into juvie. I never, I've got thrown out of school. I was just a mess, man. But then, like, when drugs became a serious calling for me, I moved out to San Francisco and, oh my gosh, there's so much to go over. But I don't know. It was important to me to establish like how like my rationale behind going into the drug thing. It wasn't accidental. Nobody turned me onto it. I had been reading because one thing, my parents had really good bookshelves. There was a book, everything you could ever learn about sex, know about sex, but were afraid to ask, and all this like William S. Burroughs, Henry Miller, and I don't know if either of my parents really cracked a lot of those, but I was like, and I kept seeing stuff about dope, especially in Burroughs. I'm like, man, this looks like it. I started getting the High Times magazine. I would steal that, and I would steal Easy Riders from that convenience store because, I was like 9, 10, 11, and they wouldn't sell it to me. So I would pour over every page of High Times magazine, like just trying to decipher all the drug terms and like looking at all the pictures of buds, like, whoa, this is it. It like struck a real chord with me. They had this thing called the Trans High Quarterly Report or something like that. And I think it was just a bunch of stoners making stuff up, because when I looked at the prices, like when I actually got hip to where could I get drugs and shit like that, I would look over the prices and all the stuff that was being sold. Like, these motherfuckers are just getting high and writing any old thing. But I mean, that was my Bible. I would look through the ads in the back of it, because I was in suburban New Jersey as a kid, I'd be looking through the back of this magazine trying to figure out, there must be a way somewhere here where they can just send me the drugs, any way I could. I like researched and I found a bunch of stuff in my medicine cabinet that would get me, in my parents' medicine cabinet that would get me high, and I guess the tipping point was when my parents' divorce was finalized, and it was like a whole dramatic thing when I walked out of my mom's house and I hitchhiked from New Jersey to Staten Island. That was a whole thing. Like I said, very weird kid. But like, I think the very first day I moved into my dad's apartment, the in-law below, it's like he had a whole house, and then the apartment on the bottom where you walk in, that entire thing was mine. I think it was the first or second day I was there, I discovered two miraculous things. One, that I walked into a deli, right, and the Korean lady there, something about her, I just intuited. I saw 40 ounces. Just to give you a time frame reference, this was, I think, like 83, 84, when License to Ill, the Beastie Boys came out. I was in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. That's like, they were writing about that shit. Everybody, they were bumping up and down 86th Street in the Cadillacs with tinted windows, bumping all these Italian kids with their hair combed back, and talking all kind of racist shit, dropping M-bombs and trying to be exactly like black folks, but then name this and name that. Oh, it's just such a hateful place to live. Man. But anyway, I went to this park a few blocks away. I lived on 19th Lane in Bensonhurst. Like a few blocks away was this park called Cropsey Park. And I went there and I found my people. I found these cats that were selling a whole lot of drugs, man. I started off slow. I got some weed and I got some hash, and I got, I think the first time I bought like 20 hits of mescaline. I'm going to save that whole story for the next installment. This one's running on 8 minutes now. Free speech for all humans, and no more rights than anybody else. It is all equal. Like I saw on a really cool t-shirt, equal rights is not pie. It's not like pie. Nobody can gobble up the whole thing. Just everybody gets theirs. It's all the fucking same. Get over it. Get over tripping on words. Just let people have that. For God's sake, life is difficult enough. Stop trying to drag people down. Let's lift one another up. I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed this video.